Good morning, all you magnificent, beautiful people. Are you ready to share? And you know what I noticed? I noticed that at least on my screen, KellanFlukigerMedia.com in the lower corner is one way, and www.dreambuildwriteit.com is backwards. I don't know why, and I'll have to explore that. But anyway, that's not the important thing. The question today is it time to share? I don't know. What I know is that at least half the people, it was a survey that I saw that said 50% of people at any given moment are going through something really tough. Is that you right now? Are you going through some really difficult challenge right this minute? If you are, you're not alone. Over half the people in any given sample, and I think it was a North American survey, but it might have been worldwide, are going through something difficult, a big health challenge, a financial difficulty, a personal struggle, maybe some personal habits or addictions or a betrayal or a loss of a spouse or a death or some other big challenge. So you got to know that if there's two people by you, one of them is going through something like that. And you know what the truth is? We don't really know what's going on in anybody's life. We never really know that, do we? Unless we take a moment to share what's going on in our lives and be curious about what's happening with others. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but it seems like sometimes what's going on with us is so overwhelming and so consuming and so powerful and so unfair or so unjust that between frantically staggering to cope with whatever it is and worrying about why is this happening to me, we don't really pay attention to anybody else. Sometimes when we're on an even keel, then it's easier to ask questions and be involved with others. What I know is in the process of creating your ultimate life of purpose, prosperity, and joy where you love every day, I found, at least for me, that when I focus on serving or helping someone, even in small ways, that my life's better no matter what's going on. That means even when I'm going through some difficulty, and maybe even a huge difficulty, if I look at people around me and I love them on purpose, and I ask about how they're doing and pay attention and listen and see what I can do, whether it's something small like smile or whether it's something bigger, I feel better. Now, every single book on personal development talks about the power of love and the power of service. We are built out of love. We came from the God of love, or the divine. The universe is full of love. It's powered by love. It's held together by that. And at the same time, it might seem so unfair that there's war and death and cruelty and child trafficking and drug addiction and everything that is completely the antithesis of that. Well, those things exist, and it is our opportunity to do whatever we can, however small that is, every moment we can. So the question I ask is it time to share? Now, what would you share? Well, what I've discovered, the most powerful thing you and me, we have to offer is our own personal story, authentic and true. Now, if you're in the middle of a struggle, that might be sharing sadness, not necessarily looking, somebody help me, look at me, but just being human. We're taught so much to ignore or to hide, what's going on. And at the same time, I see people sharing, but it's sharing in the context of blaming the rotten government, economy, parents, friends, this, that, and the other, the rotten left, the rotten right, if you're talking politics. That's not what I mean. You know what I'd like? And this is something I had to learn to do because I was as bad as anybody at keeping everything inside, keeping it tamped down, stiff upper lip, no sharing of emotions or feelings, or especially no demonstration of weakness or need. I've learned that that's not healthy and it's not helpful. So Sunday, today's Monday, so yesterday in church, I was up in front because I always am, because I play the organ, and in between songs, like when the speakers are in the pulpit speaking, I get out of the organ bench and I sit on the chairs that are up in the front and the stand kind of. And yesterday I was having a very emotional experience. It started way before I went to church, and some powerful things had happened, some direct connection to the divine, and looking at my own goals and commitments and my own struggles. I got back pains and eye problems and ear problems and a bunch of stuff that I don't talk about very much. But anyway, I had received some powerful assurances from the divine, and the service so far yesterday morning was really powerful for me. And so the emotional experience I was having, I was accidentally sharing because I was weeping, and not powerfully, not noisily, but just a tiny tear or two was running down my face. And at the same time, I was praying. I spent most of the meeting in prayer, except when I was playing the organ. And I wasn't saying anything out loud, and I wasn't even moving my lips much, but I was, in a tiny way, speaking prayer, apparently, because later someone sent me a text and asked me if I was okay. And this individual was observant, apparently saw maybe the tear and maybe the slight movement of my lips and so forth during the service, and said, I saw you in prayer and wondering if you were okay. And that person knows something about physical challenges that I have. So he was asking me maybe if I was praying to deal with the pain that I was having so I could get through the service or the day. And I just was touched deeply by his caring and his love and service. And he wouldn't have known any of that if I hadn't been sharing, even accidentally. So here's why I'm mentioning this today. I found that the most powerful thing, me and you, we got to give to others to make a difference in the world, like a real difference, and to get paid well. Aren't you tired of having a job you hate? Aren't you tired of spending your moments, your hours, and your days doing something that just doesn't fill up your soul? Well, stop. What I finally discovered is the best thing we have to share with the world is our own personal story. So I invite you to go to this backwards URL up here, dreambuildwriteit.com. Later in February, on the 24th, I'm going to have a 5-day challenge. It doesn't cost any money, but it'll teach you something about how to write your story, how to write a book, or create a program, or provide value, help, service to anyone you want to with the journey you've been on, the journey of failure, the journey of resilience, the journey of choice, the journey of growth. And I had a conversation with somebody not last week, but the week before, and they were saying, I'm stuck in the middle of my things and I'm still struggling. And with all the love in my heart, I said, that's the most important time to share. As long as we're not just totally giving up and say, I quit, then our sharing will be valuable because I can resonate with you as you talk about difficulties you're having and a determination to move forward. So I invite you, go there, dreambuildwriteit.com. Join me on the challenge, because your journey, I know that's a phrase, your personal story, your walk through life with all of its challenges, failures, resilience, successes, choices, declarations of sovereignty, commitment to grow, to love, and to serve. That's the most powerful offering you have to the world, period. I don't care if you're a doctor and you discover the cure for cancer. I don't care what else you do. Your most powerful offering to the world is your story. How did you get where you are? Meaning, as a person who's committed to do good, love, serve, add good to the world, however you want to describe that. Because I know that's what you feel. You want to help people. We all do. We're built that way. And the most important and effective way we can do that help and give that service is to share our story. Now, every so often, once or twice a year, I hold these challenges. Dream, build, write it. And I know that looks backwards to me. I don't know if it's backwards to you or not, but in case it is, it's dreambuildwriteit.com. Go there. Join us. Let's hear your story. Let me tell you, here's what's going to be. I'm going to tell you how to take advantage of your story, meaning discover the growth that has happened for you, discover how to share it, discover the processes of writing a book, a little book, a big book, creating a keynote or a workshop or a product that you can offer online. I mean, we are blessed to be able to offer to the whole world. Just couldn't happen even a few years ago. And what I know is there is absolute need for you, your journey, your story. So that's what we should share. Is it time to share? Yes, period. If you'd like to talk about it, you can go to that other URL, kellanflukigermedia.com, and there's a contact form. Contact me. But please go to dreambuildwriteit.com and join us. There's no money involved. There is some time involved, but you'll learn about telling your story, why it matters, and I can't wait to see you, to meet you, and to hear about who you are.